All right, shalom, shalom. First off, give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakar giving double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and women who follow. This is the brother Kratazah from the Fountain of Living Waters coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. This lesson, I'm not sure what I'm going to entitle it, but just mainly speaking on, you know, Jake women these days are into a lot of witchcraft, and they may uh, try to moonlight it, no pun intended, but moonlight it to be spiritual or, some kind of deep, I don't even know what to call it, deep connection that they make. It's witchcraft at the end of the day, So you got these screenshots from a conversation that I've seen on social media. So Lord's what is edifying. But I got a Google search. It says I googled the increase of black witches. It says there's an observable increase in black women and millennials identifying with witchcraft, driven by a reconnection to African spiritual practices, a search of a search for ancestral knowledge, and a way to move away from traditional Christianity. Right. So that plantation Christianity don't got a hold on the youth these days, you know? So you have these women out here, Jake is drawn to, believe in a higher power, to believe in something, but these women they're into voodoo and hoodoo and all sorts of witchcraft. I remember seeing a video a while back. Let me see if I can find. I don't know if I can find it. I'll look for it. Give me one moment. Yeah, I couldn't find it, but overall the video had like a lady who was a former witch, a Jake, and she was like, you have a lot of young Jake women coming into what they call the craft. Just like we came into the truth, they're coming into the craft, the witchcraft, and they don't have elders, they don't have apostles, they don't have leadership. It's just young women coming in throwing spells and fucking around with the left hand, you know, being reckless. So brothers, just be cautious on who you dealing with because and make sure you don't have to necessarily tell them that you're an Israelite, this, that, and the third, and give them a rundown. Use wisdom and discernment with that. The apostles made a lot of videos on that about speaking to your woman about the truth or whatnot. But to each his own. Everybody has their own um, way that they're going to operate. But you definitely need to learn and know what she believe in. Because it's a lot of quote spiritual people out here. A lot of women I hear using these crystals. All right, and not using it, for the purpose or the reason that we use crystals. We use them for their natural healing abilities and spiritual inclinations. But with the right hand is also with the left hand, so you'll have these women doing the same thing. But let's get to these screenshots real quick. Um, so the woman, this chick right here, and these aren't ugly women, you know, but it says, "Is tonight the harvest moon?" She said, "I missed yesterday because I went to bed early." So the chick's replying. I says, and this is the chick that is replying. You know, she looked like a little black witch. Look at this shit. That's off. That looked like some Babylonian type stuff. But this is her page, and you can see, she's not ugly. You know, decently cute, but art, magic, and me. You know, she has an elixir drop, whatever the hell that means, on her website. Just know that she fucking around with some shit. So she said, you can still release and manifest tonight. So the girl's replying, she says, I just got my jar and I set it outside. I got a perfect view of the moon, right? So what would you need a jar for the moon? So I'll read the next one. It says, she said, good. Make sure you bring it back in early without letting too much sun bathe into it. It'll defeat the purpose of moon water. So I'm like, what the hell is moon water? You know? So moon water is regular water that has been left out under the moonlight to charge it with the moon's energy, believed to imbue it with spiritual and mystical properties for cleansing, healing, and intention setting. Witchcraft. That's all witchcraft. That's all. That's exactly what that means. It's made by placing a clean glass container of water outside or near a window where it can absorb moonlight overnight. The resulting moon water can be used in various ways, such as drinking, adding to a bath, watering plants, or using in rituals. And then they go into the actions of actually doing it. Um, do witches use? Yes, moon water is a practice used in witchcraft and other spiritual traditions. Involves leaving. Right, we just got to that, and it says practicing. All right. Um, how to use it in witchcraft. Rituals and spells. It can be used as an ingredient in spells to anoint objects, to cleanse spaces like crystals and tarot cards. It's you see, it's all. It's there's nothing. The Bible doesn't say nothing about creating moon water or getting the spirit from the moon or anything. The only thing the moon does govern time. The moon does you know uh show when the month is called after her name, right? And the Sabbath in, the Sabbath out, so on and so forth. But we don't pull energy from the moon, right? Witches do, which the scriptures say, Exodus 22:18, that thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Now, I'm not saying to you know, put old girl to death, but because we in Babylon, I can't do that. You can't do it either. But it would be nice to know that she's dealing with this stuff, so you don't go deal with her, and definitely don't go deal with her. You know. Let me see this. So the conversation continues. Matter of fact, she says, also anything like crystals or jewelry you want cleansed or whatnot. So she said, I just got my jar and set it outside for perfect view. Uh, okay, yeah, here we go. Uh, also anything like crystals or jewelry you want to charge, you can also charge it under the moon. Which, yeah, you do charge your crystals under the moon. That's accurate. But like I said, there's a left hand and there's a right hand. Says I have to restart on my crystal. Sadly, I'm getting some tomorrow. I was gonna use the water to recharge it when I get them, and it's 3 a.m. That's the it's 3 a.m. What's 3 a.m.? I know what it is, but let's just see what is 3 a.m. known as. 3 a.m. is commonly known as the witch's hour, the witching hour, or the devil's hour, due to its association with supernatural events in folklore and superstition. This time is believed to be when the veil between the living and the dead is thinnest, and some religious traditions view it as an inversion or mockery of 3 p.m. hour when Yahweh Shai is believed to have died. So these people know what the fuck they doing, man, and hold them to that standard that they know that they're involved in witchcraft. They're not stupid or naive. She know what the hell she doing. I have to restart my own crystal. Sadly, I'm getting some tomorrow, so I was gonna use the water to recharge it. And when I get them, and is a 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. cool to bring it in. I usually leave it outside until 4 or 5 in the morning. It's so she's saying she'll leave it outside till 4 and 5. Is it okay to bring it in at 3? But it's not a coincidence. She said 3. You know, either well, ultimately the spirit had her say 3 because it's the witching hour, man. So hey, Leviticus 19:31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your power, Yahweh. Right? So leave these females alone, man. When you start seeing, they getting a little too groovy for you, or if they always enamored by your crystals, want to touch on your crystals, they're trying to take that energy, they're trying to transfer their energy and get your energy from it as well. So definitely be mindful, you know. And then we'll end it with this. Um this is Sirach 9. I'm gonna start at 8. It says, "Turn away thy eye from a beautiful woman, look not upon another beauty, for many have deceived by their beauty, for many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, for herewith love kindled is as fire." For herewith love is kindled as a fire. So man, these women, that burning sensation that you have for them, they'll lead you to squalor, man. They'll lead you to doom, you know. And Jake love women. you know, Speaking by myself first and foremost, but when brothers, people, just Jake, period. Jake love women, but just know what these women are into, before you start dealing with them. You don't want that shit coming back on you. There is no enchantment against Jacob, right? But and we definitely believe in Yahweh Shem Shai that He'll protect us. But you don't want to put yourself out there, and it is written that you should not tempt the Lord, your power, Yahweh, right? So don't tempt the Lord. It's just best to avoid all situations like this. But that's all I really wanted to get in this video. Just beware. This shit is getting prevalent. We at the end, and a lot of stuff is manifesting itself. So with that being said, we give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakar Kadash, giving double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity of the men and women who follow. Shalom.